We want lower taxes, bigger paychecks, and more jobs for American truckers and for American workers. My Council of Economic Advisors estimates that this change, along with a lower tax rate, would likely give the typical American household a $4,000 pay raise. Could be a lot more than that. And our great congressmen, congresswomen, all of the people that we're working with, all I can say is, you better get it passed.
Better get it passed. President Trump taking his tax plan on the road. He sent a strong message to Congress yesterday to get this done during a rally in Pennsylvania. As you just heard, the president also promised voters the plan will give American households a pay raise, $4,000 pay raise on average. How do you get there, James Freeman, in terms of that number?
Yeah, well, I think the president was speaking to all of us, speaking for all of us, telling Congress to get it done. This is must pass. I think it's great to hear him talking about middle-class tax cuts, but I think he needs to talk about tax cuts for everyone if we want to encourage growth. The hated top 1% of income earners in this country pay more than the bottom 90% combined.
Yep.
So
Thank you.
if you're
preaching to the choir,
if you're designing a growth plan and the idea is you're cutting taxes to incentivize more activity, you have to go where the incentives matter. Now, I'm hoping there's a consensus on corporate tax reform. A lot of research done by Kevin Hassett, who's now working for the president, and other economists to show when you cut corporate tax rates, workers benefit. Their wages go up because the businesses invest more. That means there's more equipment, productivity goes up, and workers can demand more money. So,
which is why the 20% with this red line.
The average in developed nations for the corporate tax rate is 22.5%. So we do need to get that rate down to 20%. And the president has said that is his red line. But he needs to cut because again, when you talk about this is going to be middle class tax cuts, and you hear them kind of tap dancing about the upper rate and how that rate will be structured, they need to stop giving in, as you've said over and over again, to the rhetoric from the left and the rhetoric from Democrats that this is some handout to the rich. Tax cuts benefit everybody. And when you have the top 10% paying more than 70% of the taxes, that's where you're going to have to cut if you really want to spur this economy.
Yeah, because those are the people and businesses that create the jobs.
Right.
So in order to move the needle, you got to actually cut those taxes. Let's talk for a second about getting this done. There are some Republicans who have already said, I'm not signing this. I'm not voting yes, like a Rand Paul. They need Democrats. Do you think they'll get Donnelly, Heidi Heitkamp? I mean, do you think they're going to get the votes?
I think they'll get the votes with Republicans only, because the Heidi Heitkamps and other Democrats, they're not going to put you over the top. Chuck Schumer's not going to let them be the deciding vote that makes tax cuts happen. They'll only come on board once it's obvious Republicans are going to pass it. And, you know, it may take a while, it may not be pretty, but I think they will find the 50-plus Mike Pence in the Senate Republicans to pass the tax bill.
I'm even hearing pushback, though. If you listen to the Democrats who come on this program, and they talk about that 25% rate for pass-through entities, which would benefit smaller businesses enormously. They start going, well, people are going to take advantage of it.
They don't want
it. There's going to be abuse about that. And that's, again, they're throwing up walls to that. And that's really what politicians in some way have been promising small business owners and entrepreneurs in this country for 40-some-odd years.
Yeah, which is why the right keeps getting bullied, because the left is coming up with these things that you expected anyway, and then you've got President Trump having to defend. You know, I'm not going to cut taxes on the rich.
Yeah, and he's certainly doing the background work with the Democrats, you know, visiting them in the states that he has won, just, you know, I think for a backup plan.
Yeah.